Well, hey, everybody, and welcome. I'm so excited to be here with everybody. Today is Wednesday, November 13th, 2019, and this is your Team Prosperity meeting. I'm really excited to be here. It's such a great time in the business, and I hope that your part of the business is exploding as well. I appreciate everybody on the call. I know how valuable your time is, and I hope you get a lot out of this meeting. I know Mike's put together a great presentation, and I'm going to grab him right now. But before I do, I just want to remind everybody that we had this amazing virtual convention over the weekend, that if you all didn't take the time to be there live, it's in our theater, posted the recording. Definitely take the time to listen to that. We had great speakers and a lot of really great content. So definitely go back, listen to it again. Really, really great material. But I don't have too much today. I did a presentation for the convention, but I know Mike's got some really great stuff to share with us, so I'm going to go ahead and grab him. Give me just 1 second.
All right, you guys, I hope everybody's doing well. We had a really, really good convention. This is probably, or not probably, it was the best convention in terms of the flow, how smooth it was, the topics. Everybody did a really great job. So for you guys, if you didn't attend or you want to get some information on the replay or recording, it's available. Also, if you have somebody interested from the outside, not already in the company, wants to take a look at that, they most certainly can as well. I want to talk to you guys today about some different stuff that can help you build your business. But one of the things that we have to realize is this is a Wednesday noon Eastern meeting. It's tough for a lot of people to get to. I will tell you the recordings, because I get, real-time updates about when people access the recordings, how much time was spent. People are going to the recordings. So if you've got part-time partners or full-time partners that cannot make this meeting, it does go out via email on the YouTube channel, in the Facebook group, etc. Let's go through and let's just talk about some stuff for your business. So I kind of picked this out to start. The different colors can represent different activities. You're just stacking activities. You're getting better at what you do, better at marketing, better at conversations, better at, each part of what we do in the cycle of communication, starting from the very front end of the marketing and advertising. You're stacking those activities, you're getting better, and through time, that's going to get you the outcomes that you're looking for. Remember, 2020 is right up, around the corner. So what we want to do for ourselves is look at this and evaluate. Remember, over the next 12 to 24 months, 2020 and 2021, huge time for our company. As the other disruptors have showed us around year 5 to 9, when we get that inflection point. Also, we've got a lot of things going on within the company that's helping us. And then also, 2020 is going to be one of those reflection years for society as a whole. What have I been doing? Where do I want to take the next 10 or 20 years? And it's going to be a great time for you guys to really get on, talk to people about their goals, what do they want to get done, paint that vision of what could be, and really have some great conversations. It really, really is, guys, up to you. What do you want? Do you want this or that? Because at the end of the day, it's your choice. And in a model like this, where you're not waiting out, I read an article the other day where millennials and Gen X's are getting upset because some of the people in mid-level management positions and senior management positions are staying longer than they ever anticipated. So they're actually waiting for people to either retire or die to move up in the company. This is an open platform. You can go as quick, as far as you possibly want. This is your choice. This is my choice. I want to paint this country with virtual financial distribution, coast to coast, every state. I want offices, agencies. I want financial services being distributed. This is a big goal. It's a possible goal. And guess what? I don't need $500,000. I don't need $1 million to set up West Coast operations. I can do it immediately with the infrastructure that's in place right now. What we also have to realize is in the industry, especially, a lot of people and companies are failing. They're failing to respond back to inquiries. They're failing to follow up. They're failing to make concerted efforts to have the communication. It's very, very important in all industries and sectors, but especially this one. If you've got somebody interested, you need to make sure that you reach out to them, follow up with them, and get in front of them. If you're not, all the lead creation in the world is going to be wasted. You also need to learn how to contact your team. One of the most important things that you can do for yourself and teach your other partners to do is when they're building a team and they spend the time to market themselves, send out the videos, follow up, ABC, all of these steps to get us a qualified business partner. If the conversation and communication ceases after that time, you're going to have a big gaping hole in your agency. It's going to be like a black hole. Now, we're not telling you to continue to contact people that aren't doing anything, refusing to work. You can't pull people through the system. But if somebody's trying, somebody's working, especially in that first 30, 60, 90 days, you need to have a great amount of communication with them to make sure they're getting the support they need, the positive motivation to keep going, and whatever else might come up. Contact your team. They're your partners. They're your team. It's important that you guys have a close-knit virtual relationship, even though you might live hundreds or even thousands of miles away. And remember, the platform, technology, model, system, it's all great, but it's meaningless unless you provide direction and leadership. Communication is the key. And remember, you're going to know through the CRM who's working, who's not. So poor notes or poor execution of the lead process, if you identify it quickly, can be solved quickly. The longer you let bad habits go for yourself or others, the harder it is going to be to break those. So habits are going to be formed in the beginning, good or bad. No notes coming through essentially means there's not any work going through. And if people go dark, remember, it's not your job to pull them through or resell them on this opportunity. You can keep them in your email strings, periodically try to reach out to them, but you can't resurrect the dead. Spend the time that you have with the people that want to make this happen and are trying to make it happen. People are going to follow your lead or lack of lead. So remember, when you look at our platform, if somebody says, what is this platform? We're a leadership factory. The more you can lead people, get them to their goals, the bigger of a business you're going to build, and the more of a financial reward you'll have from doing that. A couple things I want to go through today. We posted this in the Facebook group. This is a nice page. So you've got two sets of landing pages. One's in your CRM and one's in the back end of VFG Pro, the marketing system. In your CRM, under Lead Wizard, the very bottom one is called Lead Capture. The page they just added is the lifestyle page. It's a nice page. You guys can go through that, get acquainted and comfortable with what's in there, start using it. It's nice. It's aesthetically pleasing. It's got a lot of information on there. And these are all your personal pages. So if somebody clicks for a phone interview request, it's going to create a lead for you, goes right in the CRM. Remember, football tournament is going on right now. It ends January 30th at the WealthWave Leadership Conference. Once again, all we're trying to do is create an environment where we bring a little bit of fun, break up the monotony, and get a competitive spirit going within the team, because it's going to fuel, hopefully, all of you guys to do more and get more accomplished. First place is 150. Second place is 50. We'll announce it when it's done, and we'll recognize the winners. And once again, game changer. That's the theme for this year. Last year it was on fire. You guys, if you can make it out to Vegas for this, great. If you are looking to share a hotel room with somebody, you can post that in the Facebook group. If you can make it out, you will not be disappointed. It's a great event. You get to meet not only people in your team, but people in WealthWave, see what's going on, see the opportunity you have to take over not only the WealthWave platform, but all of WFG in the coming years. There's two things that your new partners have to do within the first number of days of coming in on the technology side. And this is not very hard. Spend some time with them. I need them to be able to connect and work a three-way call, and I need them to be able to join and host a meeting on a screen share. That's it as far as the technology. We're not asking for a lot. Screen share, three-way call. Make sure we can do both of those when we come in, because there's nothing worse than having a prospect or a potential client or somebody that's interested and gets, into a position where you can't connect a call, you can't open a screen share. For a technology company, It makes us look like we have no idea what we're doing. The daily activity sheet, I want you guys help with this. If you look at the activity sheet and you've got constructive criticism, you've got ideas about how to make it better, my idea is to gather up all that information over the next, whatever, 6 weeks or so until the end of the year and produce a final one that will go on going forward. So once again, put in the Facebook group, email me, text me, whatever you want to do. You got constructive criticism about the activity sheet, how to make it better. Definitely want to hear from you. 12-week year started Monday. We've got a record number of sign-ups, which is great. We'll see how many of those people actually finish the end. Like I said, if it is your first time around, power through, good, bad, or ugly. Just make it through to the end because that'll set you up for the next 12-week year for more success, more results, more value that you can extract out of that. It starts with your vision, and this is the most important thing, in my opinion, that I neglected early on in the 12-week year. My vision wasn't strong enough in terms of I had ideas about what I wanted, but it wasn't specific things where I could put myself in the future event with all of that in place. How does it look? How does it feel? That's going to drive you. You've got to have your vision. If you have no idea what you want, how are you going to get it? Also, if you have no idea what you want, it's not going to really spur you to do that daily activity, the grind that we call it, to get this business built. Know your why, write things down, stay accountable. It's not a hard equation to follow. Once again, your brain loves habits, good habits, bad habits. It's going to want to continue on that roll. So if you establish good habits, then if you establish that routine, it gets very, very easy to build this business in terms of just going through the numbers, staying accountable, revisiting your data, and making the necessary changes so you have that free flow that gets back down to a percentage of conversions on the client or the partner side. Each day, just take 5 minutes, review your weekly plan, adjust your actions if you need to, but it's really about having the vision, having the 12-week goals, having the weekly goals, and the daily actions. That's it. Make sure that your goals are something that you actually control. Depending on where you are in your business, that's very, very important. Don't place goals outside of what you control. Make sure that it can be traced back to the daily activity that you do. It's going to reach you to those goals. And the WHAM groups, first ones are this Saturday, 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m. Eastern. Packed a lot of people in these groups thinking that some people will fall out. But also, I think at this point and where we are as a team, it benefits us to be around more people than less people kind of here. And then furthermore, we got a lot of people doing the same thing this 12-week year, which means those WHAM groups for the individuals, when other people are talking, it's going to be a lot more helpful and insightful because if they're doing something that's working, you can implement it, you can ask questions, you can get feedback. There's a lot of things that go on here. And just power through. Like we said, if it was easy, everybody would do it. Once you master it, you're going to get more done probably in a quarter. Other people can get it done in a whole year. If you can pass that knowledge and that mastery of the system down to other people, it's an unlimited opportunity here. Okay, let's understand first and foremost where our audience spends their time. And if you look at platforms like Facebook and LinkedIn, a lot of our key demographics lie in those two platforms. So that's why we're heavy on LinkedIn and now we're getting heavy on Facebook. But you got to understand, if you're looking for somebody, you got to know where they spend their time and go try to identify and find them there. That's why, like I said, LinkedIn and Facebook for this 12-week year, we've got a heavy concentration on social media engagement. We're going to try to use these two platforms organically to build lead generation and convert those into clients and partners. Don't put everything out online. You want to keep some stuff. You want to build interest, and that's really, really important. So a lot of us I see out there are just posting everything. This is what we are. Remember Transamerica. These are our contract rates. This is everything. Not going to get you the type of engagement you're looking for. You're trying to build interest with some information to have people reach out to you. Hey, I saw your post. What is this all about? Want to talk to you, whatever it might be. Don't give everything away at the beginning because that's not going to get any engagement and interaction. Teaser information on the front end to get people talking to you, connecting with you, and most importantly, asking questions. All we're trying to do is drive as much communication onto the phone as quickly as possible. So on the introduction message and the intro calls, what's the percentage of people that say yes and agree to that? Secondarily, on the help messages, if somebody doesn't agree or doesn't answer to the intro call, we've got the help message that goes out. Between those two, goal is to try to get at least 30% of our connections to the phone in one of that first or that second connection. If you do that, then you're going to open up, because what that's going to do, give you more phone time. You're going to get better at reading people. You're going to get better at your communication, conversation, and continuing and directing conversations is really the next step after getting people on the phone in the evolution of the success here. After that, well, you can do a wide variety of different things. If somebody doesn't answer the intro call, doesn't answer the help message, you know, if they're an entrepreneur, they're an insurance agent, they're a real estate agent, whatever they might be, they're struggling with the same stuff you're struggling with. Lead generation, marketing, all of these things. You can start asking yourself, if I was a real estate agent, if I was in this other situation, what am I interested in? You can start offering people reports, things they might be interested in to try to get conversation going. Remember, if you're offering something that is related to the partner or the client persona, doesn't have anything to do about virtual financial or IMO, Transamerica, anything like that, there's zero compliance issues. What you're trying to do is give away value to open up conversations. And that really goes back to, in the overall market, you need to learn how to collect relevant reports, information, rewrite, recycle, repurpose for your own needs. Think outside the box, too. We've talked about surveys over the past number of months. You can use surveys in a lot of different ways. One of the ways coming up you can use a survey is 2020 goals. You know, people will be more than willing probably to fill out, if it's not too long, something that, you know, talks about what do they want to do in 2020, how was their 2019, did they meet, you know, just simple things that somebody would fill out, return back to you, and you can open a conversation on. Also, we talked about the persuasive phrases. This is important in directing a conversation and closing a conversation, that you have these things, because remember, if you get caught in a conversation, you don't know what to say next or how to direct the conversation. What normally happens is, hey, why don't I send you another video and I'll follow up? That's like the eject button. You know, you're coming out, you're parachuting out, I'm done with this, I couldn't deal with it right now, didn't know what to say, I postponed it till another day. Well, you need to learn how to get people openly and honestly communicating with you. I'm not going to go through all these, you guys should have a copy of this, but basically you're putting people in a position to answer questions and allowing you to direct the conversation to an endpoint, instead of, like I said, just kind of freezing up, hey, I'll send you this video and follow up with you later. 30-day challenge. Part of what we're doing on the 12-week year is the Facebook groups, or Facebook, and part of that is identifying our client, our partner personas in groups. So if you can join a Facebook group for the next 30 days, you can kind of follow our lead, whether you're doing the 12-week year or not. If you're going to follow our lead, what you're going to find is a very uniform and structured way to build out social media organically. And once you understand organic lead generation, you start making money from that. You can start going into the paid advertisement, because like we always talk about, you don't know anything about Facebook, LinkedIn, you just start throwing money at it, you're for sure 100% going to lose your money. And remember, it doesn't matter, you guys, cold market, social media market, as you build this thing, you've got warm market lead generation. If you got a partner coming in off the tier 6, that's a launch 20. It's warm market leads. If you've got a client that came off cold market social media, guess what? If we did something for them that they really appreciated, we're going to talk to them about referral 5. So all of these things can keep compounding on top of each other and recycle through, but ultimately through the build out of your agency, you create lead generation, and then it recycles through and creates more lead generation. So you can see the bigger your agency gets, the more lead generation and the more opportunity for additional lead generation starts to happen. Because like we talked about, in the 4 and the 6, the introduction to the CRM and the launch, that should be 20 warm market leads coming from your partner. Either they're going to feel comfortable enough to call them, or you're going to help them. Now, I have a little, we will help call leads if somebody's real skittish, but if somebody can't call 20 warm market leads they have some type of relationship with, it's going to be really hard for them in the marketplace to go out and talk to people they never know. But we will help if that's the case. But remember, every partner that gets through the tier 6, that should be at least 20 warm market leads that's coming into your agency. And out of that, we should have some decent conversations if the partner or if you are making those calls and making sure that those 20 leads are actually worked. And once again, I keep pulling up this stat. This is an amazing market. It's the biggest market opportunity I've ever seen in my entire life. So when you look at bringing in a partner and you look at getting 20 warm market leads in there, if you guys work these, there's a very, very, very high probability and a possibility there's going to be somebody in there with a traditional term that can still medically qualify, that if you explain things correctly, once you understand or once you've identified they have a term, it's really easy. It's a reallocation of funds to a better vehicle. We can put these applications in if they already have an existing policy with no conditional receipt, no money up front, and they can actually, once they get approved and issued, cancel the old policy, get this one issued with the payment. It's a huge market, guys. The more that you understand the market, the size of it, the easier it will be for you to start forcing yourself to get these questions into the conversation. Do you have existing life insurance you pay for? Pretty easy. Dominate your market. That's what we're trying to do with this 12-week year. I've kind of segmented around a certain client or partner persona. Where the people, I would say probably 75+% of the total participants are working the same type of system. So we want to dominate that particular market, that client, that partner, in what we do. And that goes for the online advertisement. If we're going to use online advertising, if we're going to use social media, and we've got a specific client or partner, we need to know how to talk to those people, what to post that would be valuable to them to get them interested in us. And on the back end, we've got products, business opportunity. Remember, guys, it's not about having a fancy website. It's not the hardcore automation. It's not how persuasive you are. It's who you show your ads to. And this will be a little bit more important as we go through in paid advertisement, but I want to make sure you guys understand why we're doing what we're doing. It's your audience. If you get in front of the right people with the right message, then you're going to get conversations open because you're offering solutions to perceived problems that people are probably having. Once again, it's not all about the features of our business or the features of our products. It's the benefits of having some of this stuff in place or the benefits of creating a business, cash flow asset, passive income, etc. So I pulled this stuff off of a webinar I was in, but what's the best audience for you? It's people who already want your stuff. And that's kind of cliche, but how do you find them? Well, you find them by targeting them. And, organically we're doing it right now. We'll move into paid advertisement for the ones that want to. I'll be glad to help you with that. But essentially, you're finding people, you're getting in front of them with a message, and they're either ready, they're going to be ready in their future. There's going to be some point that they're in that you can either have the conversation now or have the conversation later. And remember, if the conversation comes later and you're still putting out valuable content that's related to that persona, it's going to be easier for them to come back. Hey, you talked to me 2 months ago, been seeing your stuff on Facebook or LinkedIn. I have a question for you. That's the perfect type of situation for you guys. The phone is the new TV. So Facebook and Instagram, you want to think of those as like networks on that TV. And your video ads are basically like TV ads that are shown on those networks. Your brand is like a channel. And Facebook posts are like newspaper ads. Instagram posts, you want to kind of view those as glossy magazine ads. Social media advertising, especially mobile, is the single biggest opportunity in the history of advertising, hands down. So once you understand that, it becomes a lot easier for you to become more confident in what we're doing. The average cost to air one 30-second TV spot is between $90 and $2,500, according to Entrepreneur Magazine. Now, remember, 90 would be if you live in a real rural area with 40 or 50 people and you're showing it at 1 a.m. That's probably a $90 slot. 2,500 more people, more access. But remember, there's no real targeting. When it's over, it's over. And really nobody's watching anyway. When the commercials go on, people are getting up, talking, getting a snack, whatever it might be. So what if TV called and offered you a 99% discount? Be pretty sweet, right? Well, this is an example right here. This guy spent $1,000 on the ad. Almost 233 people saw it. Over 14,000 people watched over a minute. That's 7.2 cents per person. That 720 people watched the whole thing. Cost him $60 to get a targeted prospect to watch an entire little less than 5-minute video. Remember, learn how these things work and profit from the environment that we're in, the opportunity that we have on the business and the client side to go out and reach these people in a way that, you know, is new to human history and is the biggest opportunity in marketing ever. So that's 13 cents per engagement. That means click, read, comment, and share, like, etc. These are pretty cheap and inexpensive ways to go out and reach targeted people. Once again, you're not just throwing a commercial or a newspaper ad that somebody may or may not see, and whoever may or may not see it may or may not be your target audience. Here, very defined in what you're doing. So the inbound methodology is pretty simple. It's just 3 steps. You need to attract people, and that's content that educates, informs, entertains, facts, tips, how-tos. Alana just sent me something, I think, yesterday. It was some great ideas for social media videos. I'll post that in the Facebook group today. It was excellent, so you guys can take a look at that. That's the attract stage. Now you've got to go to the engage stage. This is content that helps them solve their problem. Remember, if you're looking at somebody, trying to put yourself in their shoes, what's the perceived problem? How do I solve it? Video, articles, memes, interviews, classes, webinars, access to products, calls to action, etc. And then finally is the delight. This is content that helps connect or entertain. Remember, education is important. Also, entertainment is important as well. Building that loyalty, driving retention, making sure that when you post, people are actually going to want to see what you have to say or what you have to post. What's your story? That's all I want you guys to do, is get in the habit of developing a story for you, not a fake story, a real, authentic story that is about you. It's about your life up to this point. It's about your life going forward, what you want to happen. You'll attract the right type of people that you would want. We always talk about, if you were going to throw, let's say, a Thanksgiving party at your house, you would invite people you want to be around. You would invite people that you like being around. Same thing here. You want to try to circulate around yourself in this agency building model as many people like you, that you enjoy being around, that are positive, that you like talking to. Doesn't matter what their skill set is. If you can't stand to be around them, it's not the right partner for you. And then you're going to get your story out in as many different ways as possible over time to build that rapport, trust, credibility to allow you to attract the right type of people that will feel comfortable from what you're doing online to open up conversations with you. 30 seconds. I know Instagram has a minute video limit, but really if you can put stuff out in 30 seconds, that would be great. The attention span is very short these days. A minute or less on a lot of this stuff will greatly help the engagement on this. Of course, if you need a longer video, sure, do that. But if you can get in the habit of a minute or less or 30 seconds, that will greatly help what you're doing online. And then you're just going to develop a social media routine. Every day, do the same thing. And in the beginning, it's going to be a little bit more of a task than as you go forward, because you're going to be doing these things, making sure you remind yourself of this. As you go forward, it's just going to be part of your daily process. It's going to be fixing your cup of coffee in the morning. It's just going to be all routine. Brain knows what to do, and it goes out there and does that. You're having activity, you're growing your audience, you're engaging your audience, you're growing your brand, you're continuing to educate yourself to get ahead of other marketers. That's it. Pretty simple routine there, guys. Think about things differently. When you think about the marketplace differently, the environments differently, the way you talk to people should be different. You want to separate yourself from the crowd. Remember, that herd mentality is something that you want to break away from. Same thing with marketing. You don't want to have the herd mentality for marketing, doing the same thing that other people are doing that get absolutely no results. You want to learn from the people who are doing it well, mimic that, do things differently. The How Money Works nationwide financial literacy campaign, the How Money Works message is the most positive message that I've ever had in any business. It's very easy for you guys to go out, use that conversation. Nobody should really be upset with us trying to spread financial literacy. We're ranked 16th in the world in financial literacy. American families are paying the price. So we're launching this financial literacy campaign, this book. Everything about this is very, very positive in terms of opening business conversations for potential partners, business conversations for potential clients, or business conversations for networking or bridge opportunities. What does this message do for us? It covers the what, why, how, when, who, where. What? Financial literacy campaign. Why? We're only ranked 16th. How? Book release and media tour. When? December, 1-year media tour. Who? 100 million Americans, and where? Nationwide. Covers all aspects in a very clear, concise, direct message. Learn how to use it. And when people ask you what you do, teach people how money works. Those, 6 words, really allow the conversation to continue. If somebody says, what do you do? And I say, I'm an accountant, I'm an insurance agent, whatever it might be, it stops. Now if somebody says, what do you do? I teach people how money works. What does that mean? That that continues the conversation and allows the other person with permission to give you the opportunity to direct that conversation. Remember, financial literacy, big, big, big problem. One of the biggest, if not the biggest problem we have in the country. We have an online entrepreneurial marketplace right now where so many companies and so many businesses are just coming out of nowhere with the internet. So you're combining what's going on with digital marketing with a huge problem. It's the new way of doing business. The opportunity is big. Digital marketing, large industry, huge client need, distribution model, create cash flow asset, business ownership, no point of resistance for scalability, and no barriers to entry. We've got digital disruption happening all around us. If people don't realize that, probably not the right partner. There's changes that creates opportunities in the transformations of sectors and industries. You've got a distribution model that's virtual in a very large industry with all the infrastructure you need, and you've got a time right now where the product and service, that education and advice that we give is much needed. You've got a product innovation and revolution cycle going on right now, and you've got the ability to write e-apps nationwide. Savvy entrepreneurs build distribution. That's fairly important because production versus distribution is a mind trip in terms of so many people are caught on that hamster wheel with production. They can't see right past what they're doing. I need to create a lead to make a sale to pay my car payment. I need to create a lead to make a sale to pay my mortgage. Well, they're never looking past the next bill, the next lead, the next sale. You need people that understand distribution, either from their past experiences or going forward, knowing what they've done in the past wasn't the right place they need to be, and they're looking to make that change. You can make $1 million several different ways. You could spend 2 decades earning $50K. Not going to go down the whole list. It's a lot easier as you go down there to the end of the list to see the different ways to make $1 million. We've got several different ways you can make $1 million in this business, but ultimately we've got a way that you can build it on a passive level with 0 active income from your side. It's an amazing opportunity. So understand this is a big part of mindset. Where are people? How would they want to make $1 million on this list right here? And once again, targeted communication, targeted messages, targeted content. You got to understand who you're talking to. Baby boomers, Gen X, and millennials. All different generations. They have different views of the world, and they're facing different problems. You're not going to come with the same message to a baby boomer as you do the millennials. A lot of people do that in marketing. It's a big mistake. Understand who you're talking to, how to talk to them, and once again, put yourself in their shoes, understand their perceived problems, offer solutions. And really, guys, if you look at this, we're teaching people very simply, how simple changes can really make a big effect on your financial planning, both today and a big difference down the road by taking some of this, making simple changes, and instead of having money work against you, having money work for you. We're going to go back. I took a few weeks break from the book. We'll start getting more of that into the Wednesday team meetings and eventually have an entire video just about how money works. But get out there. People are struggling. They're not financially literate. You come in and you help them. Once again, if somebody's overweight, and I'm a nutritionist, I'm a dietitian, I'm a personal trainer, there's certain ways that you can talk to an overweight person that's going to put them off. There's certain ways you can talk to an overweight person about getting them inspired and motivated to take action. So taxes. Basically, do you want to pay more taxes in the future? Do you want to pay less taxes in the future? Or do you want to pay no taxes in the future on your retirement income? It's your choice. What do you want, A, B, or C? These are the type of pointed questions that sound stupid to us on this meeting. And of course, they want to pay no taxes, but do they know how to pay no taxes in the future? So it's important. In this debt clock right here, when you pull that up, the numbers just fly at a dizzying pace. Who's going to pay for this? Taxpayers are. Dramatically higher tax environments in the future. What are our clients going to do to prepare themselves for that future? They need people like us to help. And then, are they looking at a situation where they're not really sure how long their money is going to last? And this is typical for people maybe in their early to mid 50s, and they start maybe looking at a decade to a little over a decade from retirement. What do I have? What am I fearful about? Can I absorb over the next 10 years a 50% market crash? Probably not. And these are the type of things that we need to ask. So, guaranteed income for life, when you put that puzzle together, what's your Social Security going to be? Do you have a pension? What are your other sources of income? And then finally, we take your retirement money, get you a guaranteed lifetime income amount off that, put it with your Social Security, put it with the other things, put the pieces of the puzzle together. Now you have X amount per month guaranteed. This makes sense for you, Mr. and Mrs. Client. Great. Let's proceed. Find the right people for your business. We always talk about this. It's a simple statement, but once you do that and cut out the wrong people, business becomes very easy. And then you're not spending your time 15, 20 minutes on the phone talking to somebody who's not the right fit, because that 15 or 20 minutes could go to somebody who actually deserves it, fits in your persona, and would make a good partner. You need to learn how to network like your business depends on it. If somebody's not a good fit, but they're a quality person, learn how to network with them. If you guys can, set up some type of mutually beneficial relationship on LinkedIn, on Facebook, off the platforms, continue the conversation with quality people. Surround yourself with quality people and watch what happens. Acquisition, partners or clients. This is all that matters. And, we're going to try to do it organically for a little while for a lot of you guys coming in to show you that it can be done organically and to show other people looking at the business opportunity it can be done organically. And then we'll throw fuel on the fire with paid advertisements. Acquisition grows your business. It's the only metric you should care about, regardless of the cost of whatever it is that you're doing. You've got to remain curious. You've got to keep learning. You can't just think that you're going to do something, set yourself up, and never learn more about LinkedIn, never learn more about Facebook, and expect things to go smooth and expect things to grow for you. You got to become a better marketer. You got to become a better manager. And if you're consulting, you got to become a better consultant. Leaders keep learning. Fight ignorance, educate yourself. So this is the only thing that I'm doing right now. I started this part-time. Alana and I are full-time now. That's the only thing I do. I turned down an enormous opportunity a few weeks ago, a very lucrative opportunity. I'm investing my time 100% in qualified opportunity zones, which right now is virtual financial. The world's yours. You have to take action, and you have to make sure that action is repeated daily, and you've got to make sure you understand what that action actually does for you on the back end. I want to go through a couple more things with you guys before we cut out today. So the 12-week year sheet, let me pull this up. If you're in the 12-week year, I sent this out. There was a couple of changes I made, and I want to make sure that you guys understand that. In the weekly plan right here, I had too much of a problem identifying engagements with partner versus client. So I just totaled those out for Facebook. I just need 50-plus engagements per week that's related to my partner, my client persona. Same thing on LinkedIn, 100 engagement activities. So you're double counting those on both. I just didn't want you guys spending your time thinking about, okay, I need a client engagement, I need a partner engagement. Just have the engagements on both sides of the fence and count those. And then what we did, and I sent a video out about this, is Alana connected all her stuff together. I followed her lead. But essentially with this 12-week year plan here, I've got my Facebook, and these are for partner persona. I've got my Facebook client persona. I've got my LinkedIn partner persona, LinkedIn client persona, and then I've got my group tracker that I'm tracking the groups that I've joined since the 12-week year, and Alana went one step further and added her daily activity sheet. This is something that we're going to perfect going forward, and when new people come in, it would be something that regardless if they're doing the 12-week year or not, we can package up one thing that has all of these spreadsheets that can show them exactly a step-by-step way to build their business on a daily basis. So that's the first thing I wanted to show you guys. And the other stuff, let's go to Facebook real quick because I got some feedback that says, hey, I'm spending a lot of time going in groups and looking for people that might be active. So one of the ways that we can kind of speed this process up is as you join a group. So let's go to my profile. Right over here under More, you can see groups. When you click on this, it's going to take you to a few public groups. I'm not really sure why this shows what it does, but all you have to do is go over to this pencil, Manage, and see all groups. And then from this right here, for example, if I am targeting entrepreneurs, then I'm going in here. I've got this group. So once you're in here, you can see all of their members when you click on this. Now, a key to this is members that with things in common. So these are people that are in this group that might have associated friends with you. This will make sure they're in the U.S. probably, and also give a loose commonality. So you can see it says see more, and you can just click right here. And these are all the people, 6 mutual friends, 3 mutual friends. And if I wanted to, for example, Bill, well, you want to make sure that when you pull up, you view the profile real quick because you want to make sure that Bill right here, November the 11th, he posted 2 days ago. Now, if it said July, August, September, I'm not going to bother in sending him a friend request because he's just not that active on the platform. So that's a little shortcut that will get you guys people that you have a loose commonality with, make sure it's in the U.S., and make sure they're active. And then just send them the friend request. And the other change I did to make it more uniform for myself is I'm now doing the same thing on Facebook as LinkedIn. So if somebody gives me a LinkedIn connection or a Facebook connection, I'm saying, hey, let's set up an intro call. Want to learn more about you, what you do. That doesn't get a response, I'm sending the help call. So I'm mirroring the exact same thing on both sides, Facebook, LinkedIn, just so I can have a uniform structured way and a way to evaluate the data a little bit more easily. Also over here, LinkedIn. If you're looking for LinkedIn engagements, you can start to set up hashtags. You can follow hashtags. You've got your groups over here, and when you've got all of your hashtags, for example, financial literacy right here, I can pull that up and I can see, you know, if there's something that was heavily trafficked, I can just put a comment, a post in there, something to get my engagements up. So all of these things hopefully will get you guys into a better routine of not wasting so much time looking for things to do. Also, I want to show you guys that there's nothing, when you're a marketer, look at this. This is Grant Cardone, and since the beginning of the month here, or really just look at this, it's continuous with messages. Now, these are messages that aren't about, hey, join Virtual Financial if I was a marketer. This is stuff that I'm just pumping out in email format that's got some type of value. There's offers mixed in here. One of the things that I heard Grant Cardone say one time in one of his videos was, you know, his staff said, they're getting feedback, hey, we're hitting the list too hard. Grant Cardone's response was, what is the list for? Remember, these people out here, we've all got our own lives, both personal and business. You need to stay in front of people, and you need to provide value, and you need to try to get engagement. But most importantly, you need to know how to stay active. And I have got right here, I don't have the new partner's name, but right before this, Ilana was helping Derek Garcia bring in a new partner. And I sent the tier 3 confirmation email. I just reviewed the notes real quick. And you can see Derek is relentless with follow-up. This is a leading indicator of success in our company. If somebody doesn't answer the phone the first time you set up a call, or they don't get right back to you on an email, doesn't mean there's zero interest in the product or the business opportunity that you're talking to them about. It just means that, like everything else that we've tried to show you guys and explain to you guys, follow-up separates the high earners from the low earners, the big builders from the small builders. So Derek Garcia, great job on this. Like I said, I can look at CRMs and I can tell you without knowing who the person is, if this person is probably going to be successful in our business or not. Let me see if there's anything else that we had for today. I don't think so, you guys. So we're going to cut it, 14 minutes early today or so, but I will go ahead and get it back over to Alana so we can open up any type of call, any type of comments, any type of questions. If you guys need clarifications, by all means, we'll open it up. But also, let us know if you're struggling with something. Don't just sit there and wonder why. If you're having the activity, we're more than willing to work with you behind the scenes to make sure that you've got every opportunity to be successful in this company and have every opportunity to get the tools, training, support that you do need.